All right. Uh, Stories are all coming out of Oklahoma again. You might remember last week I did a report about how the medical marijuana ballot initiative had received more than enough signatures and was turned in on time. Well, it appears that even even in Oklahoma, just like in Michigan, don't matter how you do it, they can still something can happen. And in this case, we have the Attorney General Pruitt changing the language of the title of the ballot, the measure, basically stalling it because this sort of a change is going to have to go through the processes to be approved and before it can be hammered out and printed in the ballots, which apparently the deadlines are already here for that. But even furthermore, the activists are going to fight this measure, this new title that was written in by Attorney General Pruitt, because it basically it misrepresents what the actual ballot that everybody signed. That measure was for medical marijuana, and right out of the gate, Pruitt, his rewording right out of the gate says, the measure legalizes the license, use, sale, and growth of marijuana in Oklahoma. Just that sentence alone, if you look at the original, the first sentence says, the measure amends the Oklahoma state statutes. A yes vote legalizes the license, use, sale, and growth of marijuana in Oklahoma for medicinal purposes. And then it goes on to talk about the license. If you look at the overall wording of Pruitt's versus the original, you'll notice too that it's just heavily laced with prohibitionary, tactical, like references to different things to try to scare you. Let's just go through it. So Pruitt's rewrite says possession and use of marijuana is authorized through a medical marijuana license that is valid for 2 years rather than a prescription. An Oklahoma board certified physician must recommend the license using the same accepted standards for recommending other medications and must sign the application for the license. The state health department must issue a license to an applicant who submits a valid application, is 18 years or older, and is an Oklahoma resident. It's just a bunch of garble. Now right here, the department also issues seller, grower, packaging, transportation, research, and recycled paper caregiver licenses to those who meet certain minimal requirements. And then it talks about the tax, and unlicensed possession by an individual who claims to have a medical condition is punishable by a fine not exceeding $400. And then at the end it says this measure does not change federal law, which makes use, sale, and growth of marijuana illegal. That's not mentioned in the one above. And now there's another thing about the rewrite where Oklahoma, the people that have put this Oklahomans for Health, the people that have put this measure on a ballot and had over 65,000 people sign it, which was more than enough. They they wanted to write one that didn't have these qualifying conditions. That way, that when you go to a doctor and you have some reason why you want to get medical marijuana recommended, he's not limited by some list of potential reasons why you could get it. And this is a big help to veterans and children. They already have a CBD law there, and I understand they're expanding the qualifications for getting a CBD license there. But for the most part, what you're seeing is Pruitt changing the language, and then the activists that originally put this thing together, Oklahomans for Health, you have Chip Paul, who says there's no way that we can let the Pruitt ballot title stand. And I feel for him because everything about it is bad. It makes it sound like, whoa, we're legal. I mean, Oklahoma is a really right-wing state. you have Pruitt, who was the guy that tried to sue Colorado with a bunch of other surrounding states of Colorado, saying that their law enforcement was strained because of the marijuana legalization there, and they need, that got dismissed, by the way. And then you have the governor, Mary Fallin, and she's pretty well known to right-winger, highly conservative governor. She is even questioning whether the signatures, whether there was enough signatures. And now they're all saying that there's not enough time either way, especially the activist who says the rewritten ballot title does not accurately reflect the medical component and implies marijuana will be legalized regardless of medical need. Paul also said, we will protest it. It keeps us off the ballot in November, and that is what is probably needed. And like Michigan, when he says protest it, they're taking it to the Supreme Court to challenge everything that just happened, as well as this new language that was written by the Attorney General. So bummer, man. Once again, the people went on the initiative, took the initiative to go to the ground in a grassroots way and trying to enact real change affecting real people that'll help real people, and it got squashed by, in this case, extreme right-wing anti-marijuana operatives in the government. For whatever reason, and I have a suspicion that it's the alcohol lobby. For whatever reason, this Attorney General Pruitt has been against marijuana time and time again, and now he's here. He just did this rewrite, and that just bumped it into who knows how long it'll take. Now there's this question of a special election. If they get this all resolved and it's not an election year, a special election would cost $1 to $2 million, $1.2 million maybe, and like many other states that don't have legal marijuana and tax it and regulate it, like the state that they were trying to sue, Colorado. Colorado has surpluses. Colorado's using taxes made from recreational marijuana to do real things for the community, like schools and roads and infrastructure spending. And of course they're giving a lot of money to law enforcement with that extra windfall of money that they're getting there. Meanwhile, Oklahoma says they're too broke to have a special election. So this, if it does get taken to the Oklahoma Supreme Court, which is what I believe their next move is, then the next thing after that is a ruling probably in the favor of the Oklahoma Oklahoma's for Health, the people that put this together in the first place, and it'll probably be on the ballot in 2018 during the next national election. So that's what's going on in Oklahoma. If there's anything else happens, I'll do another story.